How's it going? I hope you're doing better than me today. It was a rough one. So I had the wonderful experience that I never typically let myself do of drinking some funky infused substances, getting a little goofy mood. And, when you mix that kind of stuff with hot chocolate, it kind of destroyed me. I'm jumping kind of right into it because this might be a little brief. But my brain is complete fog, and we're gonna talk about why you should not work out hungover. No, not hungover. You just shouldn't work out high or drunk. It is so not good for you. At least I think. If you want to dabble a little bit before a rest day, something like that, who am I to say stop? Everybody's allowed to have fun. But let me I gotta slow my goddamn roll because 24 hours later, and I'm still feeling a little goofy. But anyway, physically, I can easily give physically like an 8.2. Everything was actually pretty simple today. It was supposed to be a pretty hard snatch day, first day back on the normal program, and I kind of fucking killed it, which is always great. I was gone for 8 days without doing Olympic stuff and back at it, and we're just killing it. Didn't even have to take the weight down. Mentally, 7.5, could have been a lot lower, but I was lucky enough to have the homies by my side as I was suffering my ass off. But regardless of that, I actually do want to get into the importance of this. I don't just want to be a little silly bitch while I talk about this kind of stuff, because it's very important to understand how detrimental it can be to your long-term health and short-term. Just to get into it, when it comes to the short term, I think people don't realize how ignorant you get when you're on anything or drinking anything, and then try to work out even the next day, because it's kind of like the effect that some pre-workouts can give you, where you put a lot more stress on your body physically because you feel so much more relaxed mentally. And even with marijuana, it's a literal muscle relaxant. So even though I feel really fucked up, my muscles felt great today. Which, I'm at least glad that it was not alcohol in that sense, because alcohol will just fuck you up physically and mentally. But it's the kind of thing where you get that extra inch of ego that can be very scary, because on those kinds of days where you're not thinking about it, or you're not really prioritizing your body's health and safety, you can fuck yourself up in a very major way. I know a couple people, I've almost done it myself, where you go in after a long night and you're out for 6 months. It's not worth it. It's very scary. So if you're gonna work out, at least temper yourself. Know your limits. Don't overdo it if you really feel like you're gonna hurt yourself. I honestly felt great today, physically. So I was just trying to dial in the fog that was sitting in my brain as much as I could for as long as I could. But it's that small time, super important decision where you got to be okay, that last one felt horrible because you're not focusing on your form, your core's not braced hard enough, whatever little things are being messed up from the intoxication. It is that one set decision where you're okay, this might be it if I'm gonna try this. So let's temper ourselves and maybe take the weight down or even chill out. You don't got to go crazy. You're allowed to have a deload day. I I get that sucks. Nobody wants to take that time in their program. A deload day, a rest day, whatever you got to do. You got to be good when you're working out, especially if you're committed and you're getting heavier and heavier and heavier in your weights every month. It's so important to keep your body at a point where you are always able to leave more room for growth. You know, if you go to the gym and you can't make your lifts and you're fucking everything up because of outside factors, something's got to change. Either your program's got to change or your outside factors have to change. And, you know, I'm always going to say change your outside factors because nobody wants to limit their program just because they get a little bit more fucked up than they should. But other than that, the long term is something that really scares me. And it makes me sad and worried that most people in my age group, in their 20s, even their teens, 30s, whatever, they don't realize the consequence that they're putting onto their body for later. It's the same kind of ideology where the people who are still lifting heavy in their 50s tempered themselves. That's my goal. I want to be lifting forever, regardless of what, like, I don't care what weight I'm putting over my head. I want to be doing whatever I'm able to do to my best of my ability. And the way to do that is to not get as strong as you can, and it's always lift heavy and just force your body to get over it. You got to give your body room to grow. You got to give your body room to rest. Very important. And you got to take your time. You know, it's never a rush. If you're going to try to peak in your 20s, you should at least go to the fucking Olympics or some worldwide competition, because otherwise I don't see how it's worth it. But it's even more than that. When it comes to the substance usage, you know, because everybody does at some points, and it's inevitable. Even if you haven't, there will be a time where you do, and it'll fuck you up. And you're going to have to figure your shit out. But it's the lack of awareness that freaks me out, I guess, because the smallest things that seem natural in your daily life can totally mess you up within a matter of a few years. It's crazy how fast the human body will decompose when you put shit inside of it. You know, there's always the thing that people say of, like, the only things that are meant to go in our body is straight O2 and water. You know, anything else is something that will make your body less healthy. You know, of course, sodas and all that stuff is filtered so much and tested on so that it can be as healthy as possible, you know, to keep us moving. But especially when it comes to smoke, vape, weed, anything, it can ruin you. And people, you know, it's like, what, you go pay like $20-$50 at the fucking gas station or whoever you got nearby that'll give you some, and you're just like, oh, okay, I mean, that felt great, I had fun, like, I can just keep doing that. And it sucks, because just like weightlifting, when you're programming too heavy and ignoring the signs that your body gives you to chill out, over time, it won't be a slow, gradual thing that you're able to grasp and turn around. It's going to be a thing where you use for so long and get used to that, and then the moment your body cannot uphold it anymore, it's going to be a split change where your body just fully loses function, can't do what you were ever doing. You'll probably never be able to do it again to the same degree. This is why I tell people not to take steroids or SARMs or anything like that when you're super young. I don't think you should take steroids ever. I think the only thing that would really be acceptable is like creatine or test if you're older and your levels are really low. But like you don't need it. And all that stuff that you put in your body to temporarily medicate and boost your functioning, it stacks up a lot. Just like how committing to my program and doing the light weights when I need to do them light and the heavy weights when I need to do them heavy, that stacks up in a positive way. But the amount of shit you put in your body over the long term doesn't just go away because you recovered and you sobered up for 24 hours. Your body still has that, you know? And so it's terrifying to watch. You know, I'm unlucky in the sense of I've had a close friend pass, in his early 20s to drug abuse. And I've had very close family members abuse alcohol. And I will always keep myself in check. I'm always going to be confident in getting my shit together in life. But when you watch the people around you and the people close to you especially fall down that rabbit hole, it's terrifying how quick they can change personality-wise and physically. And you can see it from a mile away being healthy, but the people who are so far down that rabbit hole won't see it until it fully cuts them off. And that is what really freaks me out. I don't mean to get too personal. Might just be the substance talking, whatever. I know it's not, but I figure that my personal experience may help others see where they may be questioning themselves. It's always great to hear someone say what you have been telling yourself, but you haven't been able to commit to, because you might not trust yourself fully yet to make those important decisions. So I guess to wrap it up, if you're gonna take anything, drink anything, I'm not saying that's a horrible thing to do. It's normal, it's natural, everybody does it, you can have fun, but understand that you need to temper yourself. It's so important, not just with weights, but with those things you take and drink. Even though it feels like you're medicating yourself, those substances will throw you to the fucking curb the moment your body gives out, so just, keep your body first. Your physical health is what should be paramount. It's like, regardless of substance or anything, I always tell everybody I've made the most growth and I've gotten the most inspired and positive in my life by keeping my physical and mental health at the top. That is what is the number one thing that you should always be concerned with and on top of and serious about, like completely committed no matter what. Everything else after that are things that can boost you along the way. So just, if you're questioning yourself, if you think things are getting a little too out of hand, you're not alone, first of all. You never will be. There's always going to be someone who can help relate or make you feel at home. But it's that ability to open up and realize where some alterations to the daily schedule might need to happen. So just, to wrap it up, I'm always going to say it, but take it with a grain of salt, seriously. Everybody's got different factors in their life and everybody's got different stuff going on. But if you cannot fully confidently commit to what you're going to say about these certain topics, I think there's room to grow. I think there's always going to be a spot in your brain that can maybe fill in a little bit more emotional and physical growth where you're like, damn, we need to turn this shit around, And I've been saying this in so many videos, but you're not far off. Yeah, everybody's just a step away. You just got to commit to that first step. Keep yourself in a supported surrounding, all of the people you interact with, the things you do in your daily life, that you need to be surrounded by those positive factors in order to have a positive mindset. So, just keep yourself healthy. That's number one. No matter what happens, if you can keep yourself in shape and you can keep yourself around the positives in your daily life, you got support. Depend on people. It's human. We're meant to depend on each other. So if you think that it's getting out of hand and you don't know what to do, open up. Whether it's here, a close friend, a family member, whatever. Tell someone and see what they got to say. And if they truly appreciate you and love you, they'll tell you what you need to hear, typically. So, anyway, I'm going to eat something tonight. I don't know. I've had one meal today and a hard ass workout, so we're gonna treat ourselves, hopefully. But you know, I really don't mean to overwhelm people with these videos, but I think it's more important that people hear the truth to these kinds of things, and the different experiences that you may not have experienced, or that might help open you up to new experiences. So just keep doing you. If you're happy and you are confident, keep doing you. If you're not, I promise you're one step away. You just got to take that step and really commit to it. So just, I'm always saying, stay happy, stay positive, stay passionate. Whatever you got to do, talk to someone. Other than that, I think that's about all I got. And you'll see me tomorrow. So, bye.